If you know Jaden Schaefer, you know that he is obsessed with all things audio, all things visual. He is where I go to get all my news, pretty much in general on AI. But Jaden, thank God that you are here because I have sort of seen just the headlines of some really cool stuff and just super quick demos and things like that on things like X around stability. 11 Labs is one of our companies that we absolutely love. Guys, we're trying to get to 100 reviews. If we get to 100 reviews, we will have somebody awesome from 11 Labs. I'm putting that out into the universe. Anyway, Jaden, talk to us about what you're seeing in the audio space because this is something that actually has real world implications. And you and I, just before we came on air, we're talking about how we could use this kind of thing. So talk to me about that.
Okay, well, two things I want to cover. Number one is Stability has an incredible new model out, and the second one is something that I've been using 11 Labs for that was absolutely mind-blowing. I think a lot of people could be using this, or within your organizations, this is massive. So this is 11 Labs dubbing feature. And what's interesting is when you talk to the co-founders of 11 Labs, this is literally the reason why they started the company. They said, like, I believe they're from Poland, and they said that the voice dubs that they get in Poland of like American films were so bad that they like literally built something to try to fix that. And so they're, the premier kind of audio experience. Now, something amazing that they now have is a dubbing studio. This is a completely separate part. You go to 11 Labs and they have like a dubbing studio. I actually went in and grabbed one of my podcast episodes that have an editor that turns it into like a YouTube video. And so we publish it on YouTube. It's great, but it's just in English. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if this was in other languages? So in the dubbing studio, I literally grabbed the link to my YouTube video, pasted it in there, selected the language. I did French, but you can do like 27 different languages, I think, and you could do them all at once too if you want. And within a couple minutes, it cloned my voice from the video, and then it generated me talking in French dub over the video into like a single video file that I literally just download. And now I have like the video, but it's me and it's talking in French. It is so phenomenal. I was so blown away. I did French as the first language to test because I speak French. So I'm like, at least this I can like test the quality. The quality was amazing. Like I was blown away. It gave me a little bit of a French Canadian accent, which I think I lived in like Paris for a couple years, so like I'm a little bit more the Parisian, but like I'll forgive him for that. It was honestly incredible. So this is amazing, and I think you see celebrities or people like Mr. Beast on YouTube who they pay millions of dollars to dub their voice into like every language. This is now available for literally anyone, and better than Mr. Beast, he would go find like a celebrity from like Spain or from like Mexico to like do his voice dub. So when he did the Spanish, everyone like recognized the voice and it was like cool. You now can literally do it in your own voice, which in my opinion it doesn't get any better than that. And I know that we've like kind of seen some demos of this in the past or some people working on things, but I think there's always like this leap for me of you see the demo versus it's actually live launch and you can use it and it's good. And this is live launch. You can use it. It is good. Go try it out. If you have anything that needs to be moved into another language, this is the most phenomenal tool I have used yet for it.
Jaden, the applications to me, and I'm so with you. Like when you can actually try it, this is why I love that OpenAI just like releases things pretty quickly. When you can actually try it, it feels like magic. That's why I sort of when people are sort of ask me to explain ChatGPT, I'm like, you have to just see it. Like you have to experience it. It's sort of like the difference between somebody saying like, oh, that magician, that sleight of hand was amazing. It's like, yeah, it sounds amazing, right? But if you see it, it's something wildly different. And for the 11 Labs thing that you're talking about, I also love 11 Labs. And for me, I keep thinking about, again, like in an industry, you just think about training videos. You think about, sort of like, HR things, anything like that, where, more and more, obviously, like we've long past the point where people are much more likely to watch a video of somebody doing something rather than, than just like read the instructions, going all the way back to sort of like on airlines, like safety versus like, let me just show you what this looks like, all that kind of stuff. And the applications I just keep thinking about are like, if you're in this big multinational corporation and it's a message from the CEO where it's like, hey, let me explain your benefits to you from HR, or, hey, this is the training on how we use this equipment, and having it in 20 different languages or something like that. So you're not sort of like, especially sort of like for a workforce that can be extremely international, not just, workforces that are, built in all these different places, but really international countries like the United States, like Canada, like Germany, like anywhere else, where your workforce is extremely multilingual. And just thinking about like the safety, thinking about the employee engagement of it, thinking about just like people feeling more relaxed operating in their own language. But I love how you're talking about it with content creation, because it sounds like you're already sort of like finding some good uses out of that, right?
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. And I think that they may have a little bit of work to do on the lip syncing, and maybe platforms like HeyGen might be better. I haven't actually tested, but I'll try that out and update people on that in the future. The next piece of audio news that I wanted to share, because I think this is really cool, is out of Stability AI, of course, one of the big frontrunner AI companies. They've just launched something new called Stability Audio Open. And this is essentially, it's a new model, but it lets you create short audio samples. So essentially it's a text to audio creator, which is cool. We're seeing a couple other companies doing similar things. I believe 11 Labs just launched a tool that does this. OpenAI said they're going to, although it's not publicly available yet. So we're waiting on them for that. This is what I thought was really cool about it. There's two things in particular. So it can do up to like 40 seconds of HD audio. So that's great, whatever, right? I've seen other ones that they're like shorter, like 5 or 6 seconds. So 47 seconds, you can get like a long clip. That's cool. It was actually trained, though, from data from Freesound and also Free Music Archives. So essentially, there's no copyright issues here. And this is huge for people, because so often you see these tools, like I think 11 Labs in particular, people are really kind of skeptical where they got all the content for training this model, because it's actually very good for the sound effects. So this, they're like right out of the gate there. And you kind of see people that sit on one side or the other of this issue. They seem to be taking copyright seriously. So no one, anyone can use this for corporate stuff, and you're good to go. Then the other thing is that it actually can be fine-tuned on custom audio. So if you're an artist, you can train the model on your own samples and get it to create stuff based off of that. So between the two of those things, I think this is an incredible tool that a lot of artists, videographers, and people will be able to use almost immediately.
Yeah, you know this space better than I do, Jaden, but like this is sometimes where I think about in terms of, job loss and job creation and things like that, right? Because I mean, like we often hear, oh, well, I mean, just like some dumb thing. Sometimes it's like, oh, OpenAI can help you with math. So bye-bye teachers. I'm like, dude, that's not how this works, right? But something like this, we've sort of said this before, like it feels like if you are already understanding how to do video, how to do audio, all that kind of stuff, it's not like just the layperson can come in and do it better. It just means you can do it faster. And it feels like it's actually giving, I mean, again, maybe a company doesn't need 20 people. Maybe now they need, 8 or 9 or something like that. I get that. But how do you who do you sort of see using this? Do you sort of like see it's like in the enterprise world, right? In the corporate world, like do you just sort of see like the marketing department just like taking their sound people and just like going to town and kind of like just like iterating and iterating? Or how do you sort of see this kind of being played out like in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main use cases for this in particular are going to be, there's a lot. I think anyone making videos on YouTube, for example, that does like sound engineering, sound effects in the background, this will be awesome.
Right.
For music, I think it will be big for like samples and creating samples of your voice. It's honestly, like you mentioned, it's just like another tool to use to kind of create that. In the past, I've spent $1,000 probably on sound effects from like Audio Jungle for like Self Pause, my meditation app that I had in the past. You could put like nature sounds in the background or whatever. And I wanted it all to be licensed, so I'm doing that. In the future, if myself or someone else is creating some sort of similar product, they probably could just go here and generate all of those sounds, which actually I think can be cool, because when you're going to like a marketplace like Audio Jungle, for example, sometimes when you have different sound effects, they're not always consistent because they're recorded on different microphones by different people at different places, and there's like different things. When you start getting these type of tools that really can make things customizable, I think you can have a little bit more continuity in your sounds. So I think there's like the quality can be better, and also it's cheaper, and also it's faster. And at the end of the day, like the end user will appreciate this when you're watching a YouTube video and all of the sounds are kind of like, synced up better, or they sound more similar, they're more fluid. So the user will get a better experience, and then obviously the creator as well. But like you mentioned, there are, the person that was going and creating all those Audio Jungle sounds in the past, like that person probably is going to be paid less today. Right. But, things shift, things change. But at the end of the day, I think if if it gets cheaper for the person making it and the quality gets better for the user consuming it, it's going to be the way forward that it
Yeah,
goes.
I think so too. And it's just, yeah, again, it's two ways to look at it. First is that this is just gonna be happening more. So if you're a consumer, but also guys, go out and try this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's super fun. It's just kind of a way of like a lot of these tools are just like free to demo, all that kind of stuff. Just try it out. It is absolutely wild. Always happy to have Jaden's take on this. And folks out there, listen, we are on a absolute mission to get to 100 reviews. We are closing in. I think we're like 18 or 19 away right now, and people have been really coming through. I know that there's a few of you out there that haven't done it. I know it's such a pain. I know. But it would be so awesome if today was the day you just kind of like went there, did a quick review, left 5 stars, all that kind of stuff. And with 100, when we reach 100 reviews, we'll find a way to celebrate that. I absolutely promise. Hopefully you had you had a great learning experience today with Jaden, like learning more about this. Go out and try it, and you all have an amazing rest of your day.